We should be using this model while we're teaching. Learning new sight words. We always have 3 active words. These are new words that the student is first learning. I'd like you to keep the 3 active sight words paper clipped right on the front of the folder here. We should always have 3 paper clipped right here, and none of them should have more than 3 checks on them. To teach these 3 sight words, we follow the directions right here. The first direction is to study the word, spell and say the red letter louder. The word was, the red letter is usually the A because that's the first sound that is unexpected. Was is spelled W-A-S. W-A-S. Now I want to make sure that I have a good picture of what this word looks like in my head and what the red letter is. The next thing I do is visualize was up on the wall and spell the word out loud, saying the red letter louder. W-A-S. W-A-S. Now trace it on the table. W-A-S. W-A-S. Write the word in the notebook. W-A-S. And underline that red letter. Now, will I remember how to spell was at the end of the lesson? W-A-S. We've completed all the tasks in the first box, so we're going to move to the second box. This is where we quiz several sight words from the retired deck. This deck is made up of all the words that have already accumulated 3 checks. The retired deck should be paper clipped together here, a collection of words that have more than 3 checks. So I'm going to go through and quiz my student on these words. So I say the word out loud. They cannot look at these ones. They need to, you say some, and then your student will write some on their paper. If the student gets the word correct, you just go ahead and add a check on it and move it to the back of your deck. If the student gets a word wrong, you want to note it on your tutoring log and circle it so that you remember to quiz at the end of the lesson. You can go through your deck and ask them to spell each of these retired words, and make sure they do not see these words. Some students are very good at trying to sneak and look at them, so make sure you keep them well hidden. So you go through and ask about 10 words. You never want this deck to get huge. You never want to have more than, say, 15 words in this deck at any one time. If you do, you should stop and work on just these words. The third packet of words you have are the ones that you haven't started practicing yet. So you should have 3 sets of words in your deck. At the very end of the lesson, we need to quiz the active sight words. So again, keep them well hidden. You don't want to use the same paper that you wrote on before. Quiz each of these words. If they get them correct, you put a check on it. If they don't, you just want to study them a little bit more.